Hi, everybody. Jack O'Malley on a Thursday night. Yeah, doing it a little bit different. Doing it tonight because we've had a little bit of a change that affected three counties in my district and the Traverse City region. So I thought it was important to kind of throw it out there because I've already started to get texts. Huh? So earlier today, the Department of Health and Human Services has moved the Traverse City region, all the counties there, from phase 5 to phase 4. We now are in the same as the rest of the state. The Upper Peninsula and the lower half of the Lower Peninsula are now in phase 4. And they've also changed some things from statewide for everybody. And I'm going to go through those here in just a second, so you know what's happening. The reason they say is because we're seeing more cases. Right now, they tell us that there is 1,348 people hospitalized in the state, up from 405 30 days ago. So that's, three times, it's triple. So one of the things I did check with one of the people in the medical world in my area is yes, they are definitely seeing more people in the hospitals, but they don't seem to stay as long. And currently, very few are on ventilators. 6 months ago, that was a different story. We've learned to treat things differently, treat the virus differently and more effectively. So yes, there are more people in the hospital. They're not on ventilators like they were 6 months ago, and their stays are shorter. But we are being told that they don't want to take the chance of overrunning our hospitals. From what I'm hearing from people that are in the know, we're not there yet, but Department of Health and Human Services says we are. We can figure that out as we go. So that's the number one reason why, and testing is up. We are 13,129 cases last week, but the testing is up, so more people we're finding it. They were probably already had it. We've had those same numbers, but when you can't test them, you don't know they're there. So those are the reasons that they've made these changes. Masks. I'll start with this one. Now in the entire state, including the Traverse City region, all school personnel and students must wear masks. And in public transportation, buses and the things, Ubers. I don't know if we had Uber up here, but if you do, you're supposed to wear your mask. That's the new rule. Restaurants and bars can't seat more than 6 people at a table, and they cannot exceed 50% of their seating capacity. Now, here's the one that I think is going to cause some issues. To help with the contact tracing, a restaurant must ask for your contact information, name, phone number, I guess. So here's where we're at with that one. I can see a lot of Mickey Mouse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7s, or, Attila the Hun, Bill Clinton. I don't know. And I hope this does not cause conflict. This is once again putting the small business person right smack dab in the middle of all of this. So now what happens if I say, no, I'm not giving you my contact information? The rule, as I understand it, doesn't say, okay, or do you have to say, get out? I don't know. That's, to the best of my knowledge, that's not discussed in the rule. So once again, when you try to mandate and you paint with this broad brush, you cause other issues. So, and then the indoor gatherings and outdoor gatherings, basically indoor residential, 10 people. That's no change, even in the Traverse City district. 10 people indoor residential. Indoor non-residential, wedding venues, things like that. Now 50 people maximum, 50 people indoor. And there are new regulations for indoor and outdoor, non-fixed and fixed seating based on capacity and square footage. I'm not going to get into that because that's a lot of numbers. If you've got one of those businesses, you can sit and figure it out with a pencil and paper. But there are some new rules there. So I'll probably have a little more detail, a little more nuance on this for tomorrow nights, but I wanted to let you know that this change has taken place, and as I understand it, it's effective immediately. So if you go into a restaurant and they ask for your contact information, they're not doing it because they're a-holes. They're doing it because they're being forced to. So again, this is where we all need to respect. If you don't want to give them your contact information, don't go in, right? Because I don't want conflict. It hurts me that our state putting us at odds. We're going to see that the hall monitors come back out with these changes. So that bothers me. But I'll take them at their word here. One of the stats that I saw was that indoor settings are 20% likelier to drive the passage of the bug. And I will say, I've seen that. Our schools, I'm understanding that, some outdoor parties have led to some kids getting sick. Not outdoor parties, out of school parties, large gatherings. So this is where we do need to wash our hands, self-distance. Be smart when you're with a group, especially as we're heading into Halloween. Have fun, but be smart, right? If you're going to have the holidays coming up here, maybe this is the holiday where you can still get together, but you don't have 40 or 50 people together at one time. Because this when we get indoors with larger groups that we do get to see the things going up. And if you do that, right? If you do it, make sure the vulnerable people are safeguarded. All right. Now, Chuck, you got to tell them not to do it. I'm also a realist. If you are going to have a big old family gathering, make sure your vulnerables are taken care of. Okay. Make sure they're masked up. They're, put them in a hazmat suit. I don't care. Make sure the vulnerables are taken care of. I think that's the smart thing to do. We have to be careful. We don't want people getting sick. And, there are people who don't want to get sick. So let's all be respectful out there. Okay. So I just wanted to touch base with you tonight to let you know, especially in my district and in the Traverse City region, that this change has taken place. And I'll hopefully have a little bit more nuance for you tomorrow and some follow-up as to what's been happening. But it's in effect, it was announced today, and I just wanted you to know what's going on. And I'll discuss it more tomorrow after I've had a chance to really kind of look through it and talk to people who are in the know and know. All right. So with that, I just wanted you to know what was going on. That's what I've been doing all along, trying to keep you updated, and I'll continue to do so. All right. Have a good evening. Talk to you tomorrow.